Good morning, professionals you trust. Again, my name is Leslie McFadden, and today I have the honor of introducing our featured presenter for the week, Nathan Kelly with PureDry. We asked Nathan to answer a few questions so that we can get to know him a little bit better. The first question was, how do you look for opportunities to grow? I love this question. He says, through paying attention, we make sure we're always ready to be ready to be ready, meaning we're able to jump on the opportunities that present themselves. We know incredible things are coming and we continue to be on the lookout for them. That's a great answer. The second question, what is the single most important reason you see success in your business? His answer, because we care. We truly care. We truly care about people, and it's through serving people at the highest level that success comes. The details will fill themselves in. It's having people's best interests at heart that always allows incredible things to come. Goodness follows goodness, and we're always on the lookout for the good stuff. You and I are very aligned in that. The final question that we had him answer is, how do you deal with self-doubt in your business? He says, by knowing, truly knowing with every fiber of my being that things are always working out for me and the universe is conspiring to make me happy. Everyone welcome Nathan Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, Leslie. It's good to be back with everybody and to share more fun stuff. As a reminder, my name is Nathan Kelly, Business Development Manager for Pure Clean Carpet Cleaning and PureDry Restoration. Our world headquarters is located in downtown Snohomish. Last time we chatted, we were talking about some carpet cleaning stuff. Now we're going to go back into the PureDry restoration stuff. So mitigation, remediation, all the fun stuff to talk about first thing Monday morning. Today, let's talk about a few misconceptions about water damage. One of the things we harp on quite frequently is knowing who to call, knowing where shutoffs are, knowing who your agent is, knowing who the property manager is, knowing all this stuff before something bad happens. When something bad happens, we're not thinking straight, we're stressed, we're anxious, we're concerned, and then we get confused. So doing the best that we can to set us up for success, us meaning you, your home, your business, the more you know, the better off you'll be financially, stressfully, and it might even restore a relationship or two. Choosing a water damage company while you're in the middle of dealing with water damage is nuts, let's be frank. It's never convenient. It's rarely ever budgeted for. Trying to make these important decisions while you feel like the world's on your shoulders adds unnecessary stress to what's already a stressful time. The people who do such research say that, water damage, fire, smoke, that those sort of things happening to your home or business is just as traumatic as a death in the family or a divorce. So please plan ahead. Few people besides me like talking about this kind of stuff. We don't always like talking about life insurance, like Tanya's told us. We don't like talking about things that are probably going to happen, but gosh darn it, if you plan ahead, it makes those things a little more bearable. The first misconception, and we hear these from folks, we put together a kind of a consumer guide. Tanya's seen this, and this is from that consumer guide. We love to teach, we love to educate, we love to prepare people and help. That's part of serving them on the highest level. So one of the misconceptions we run into, I had water damage and I used my shop vac and I pulled all the water up and I put a fan on it and I rented a small D-Hue from Home Depot. It feels dry, it's probably good, right? We would hope that it would be. Most likely it's not. And the reason why, yes, things feel dry on the surface, but as we all know, there's multiple layers behind that surface, whether it's a wall, whether it's a floor. It could be carpet, pad, subfloor. It could be vinyl flooring, overtop hardwood flooring, which I've seen more times than I'd like to count. There's sheetrock. If you're in a multifamily apartment complex, it could be multiple layers of sheetrock. It could be, gypcrete under the floor. All these things that you don't necessarily know that could be trapping water. And if water's trapped and the air is room temperature or warmer, all kinds of fuzzy things can start growing. So when water is removed from surfaces, things feel dry. But a lot of times we'll notice a few days later a funky smell. It's musty, it's moldy, it's dank, it's that kind of stagnant air, gross smell. That's things growing. Mold grows on organic surfaces when there's moisture and warmth involved. So knowing for sure that everything's dry is the biggest favor you can do for yourself so you don't have unwanted surprises. One of the perks you have for knowing me and working with our team, for you and your clients, we'll come out for free, do a high-tech property inspection. We'll use our fancy thermal cameras, moisture meters, all the things that tell us what's going on behind the wall or floor. And we love providing peace of mind. So if we go out there and say, hey, everything looks great, you did it, high five, that's the end of it. If you need further assistance, then we can help you further. Misconception number 2, mold always grows when water damage occurs. It depends. One of our least favorite responses to questions we get is it depends, because every situation is unique. It depends on how well the water is extracted. It depends on if the surface is organic or not. It depends on the amount of ventilation. It depends on the temperature. Not all mold is bad for you, right? We need mold in our lives to break things down, to keep the cycle of nature going. It's not all bad. A lot of people aren't affected by mold. It doesn't have to kill you, right? If you have respiratory issues, if you are in a vulnerable population, these things can be higher risk. We learned all about this, whether we wanted to or not during COVID, comorbidities. So not everything is out to get you, but knowing what's going on and if it is going to get you provides peace of mind as well. So if things are completely dried, mold can't grow. That's why time is of the essence. Knowing you have a team, getting your team out there, whether it's us or somebody else, getting them out there to get things moving in the right direction is going to save you a lot of heartache. Misconception number 3, I need to rip out everything that was affected since they got wet. Not necessarily. Yes, it is common for building materials to be removed. We're required by law to remove any material that's touched by category 3 water. That's black water, that's poop, right? That's the stuff that can make you really sick if you ingest it. We have to take that out. We have to cut sheetrock out, flooring out. But if it's a category 1 water source, if you just had water that was in your bathroom sink and it overflowed onto the floor, we don't have to tear things out. We can dry your carpet pad and subfloor in place. That saves time, it saves money. So there are times where we have to remove the material, but just because it got wet doesn't mean your house has to be in shambles. That's why high-tech property inspections for you and your clients being free are so important, because you know the data, you know the scope of work, you know all the things that happened, so that way you can take the appropriate next steps. We have zero interest in doing any more or any less than what's absolutely necessary to get your home or business back to pre-loss condition. The next misconception, my insurance will cover the cost of water damage. Right, Tanya? It depends. Check with your agent. We are not licensed insurance professionals. We cannot interpret policy. That's the official statement. That being said, we have experience and we can tell you stories of past clients who've had things happen in their lives and how that worked out. You have to talk to your insurance pro. We can give you some stories. So plumbing stuff. If a supply line broke for a client, frozen pipe, broken valve, something just happened, that resulting damage can be covered. Sudden and accidental is the language that we hear frequently. If something floods, if you have a river that floods in, if your foundation is leaching water through it, your property and homeowners insurance typically doesn't cover those things. You need flood insurance. This is why it's so important to talk to your insurance pro before you have to deal with any of this stuff. It all depends, depending on your particular situation. Keep yourself covered, keep yourself prepared. Last misconception, restoration companies are all the same. I'll use the one my insurance company recommends. If you want to do that, cool, rock and roll. This is your home, this is your business, it's your relationship. That's the most important thing to us. We don't need to land every job. We don't want you to meet us if you don't have to meet us, right? This is way more fun doing this than it is having to cut out materials from your home. But remember, as the insured, you get to hire whomever you want to. Not all restoration companies are the same. And we can go into this in a bit more detail in a personal conversation or maybe down the road. But there are significant differences between independent restoration companies, whether it's us or somebody else, and large franchises. So if you want to chat more about that, reach out to me and we'll have root beers and talk about it. Any questions, you can always email me, nathan@puredry.com. You can call or text me 206-503-3623, but put this superhero hotline in your phone, 425-374-0027. That's the number you want to call when something's going down.